Welcome everyone. The World Chess Championship 2024, presented by Google, is being held at Resorts World Sentosa, Singapore for the first time. The championship consists of 14 classical games, runs from November 25 to December 13, the tie breaks if needed. Round 1 has been a tough start for Indian chess fans as Gukesh lost to Ding Liren with the white pieces. Gukesh surprised by Ding Liren with the French defense. Although it's a popular opening, the French defense is a rare choice in the World Championships. Ding had previously employed it unsuccessfully against Anne Nepomniachtchi in the Game 7 of the last year championship. However, this time he made it work well against Gukesh. Historically, the French defense was last seen in the 1978 World title match, used twice by Viktor Korchnoi against Anatoly Karpov. Let's move on to the game. Gugesh opened 1 e4, e6, d4, d5, knight c3, French classical system, knight f6, e5, nf d7, f4, c5. Here, Gugesh played a surprise move by playing knight ce2, nc6, c3, a5. So Ding took 27 minutes to play this a5 move. I think Ding was in dilemma about choosing a5. We also checked in the database only 20 games available in this a5 variation. White played knight f3, a4, bishop e3, bishop e7. Here, Kugis played this move very quickly, the g4, taking less than 30 seconds, which put pressure on Ding and delayed his decision to castle on the king side. Queen a5. This move also Ding takes more than 10 minutes. It's around 14 minutes he took play Queen a5, and this is a quite uh, good move. Bishop g2, a3, b3. So after b3, you can see the c3 pawn. uh, White c3 pawn is weak. C cross d4, b4. This move slightly weakens the c4 square. You see already the c4, c3 pawn is already backward, and the half open file is slightly favor for black. Ding played queen c7, any d4, knight b6. Here also Ding took 17 minutes to play the strategical planning to maneuver his knight to weak square, weak c4 square. By the end of the move, Ding is 52 minutes behind Gugesh on the clock, nearly 1 hour. It seems healthy for Gukesh based on time, but somehow Ding is playing very good. His pawn structure is very good when you compare to the pawn structure is better when you compare to the Gukesh pawn structure. Short castle, but here computer is suggesting knight b5. The idea is after queen d8, bishop f1 to stop knight c4 move. If black plays knight c4, then bishop takes c4 to remove the monster. But Gugesh played castle here, knight c4. Ding forced his knight on the weakness square. Bishop f2, bishop d7, queen e2. Here almost Gugesh spent 30 minutes on this move. Maybe Gugesh is confused what to do next in the position where to create a break because both you see the Ding's king is in the center, but center is still closed. N cross d4. Here computer is suggesting bishop cross d4 because bishop cross d4, bb5 uh, gives some good support for the c3 pawn, even though the bishop looks bad, but the c3 weakness is now is well protected. But in game, Gugesh played n cross d4. Now the c3 weakness is still a vulnerable one. Knight b2, queen e3. Here, Ding played rook c8. Ding is effectively exploiting Gugesh's weakness. The c file is completely weak and the c3 pawn is also weak. So Gugesh is using his pieces to attack the weakness. Rook a c1, queen c4. Now the a2 pawn is hanging, but Gugesh don't care about that a2 pawn and he immediately played a5, f5 after 4 minutes. Maybe Gugesh is trying to open up the f file. Queen d3. Deng is expecting the queen trade because according to the pawn structure, Ding's pawn structure is favor. So if the queen gets trade, then it is slightly better for black. So Ding is expecting to trade the queen. But here, queen f4 is a good choice. But Gugesh missed this queen f4 because queen f4 can stop this bishop g5 move, which Ding played in the game. If rook takes f3, sorry, rook takes c3, rook takes c3, queen takes c3, f cross c6, f bishop cross c6, rook c1, then queen b4, n cross e6, f cross e6, rook c8, king d7, q cross b4, bishop cross b4, and rook cross h8. This looks better for white, but after knight d3, it's normally equalize the variation. But in game, Gugesh went on to queen e1, which is a first major mistakes in that game. Here Ding replied with bishop g5 after 2 minutes, which is a punishing move At this point, the game seems to be titling in Ding's favor. Rook c2, maintaining the support for the c3 weak pawn. Rook c4, creating a small tactic by playing uh, rook cross d4, followed by queen c2, removing the defender. Here, Gugesh played h4 after 7 minutes of deep thinking. The idea is if rook cross d4, then bishop takes d4, queen takes c2, h cross g5, equalize the position and also the material. But after h4, Ding played bishop f4, a very strong move which attacks the e5 weakness and well positioned the bishop. The bishop is controlling some strong squares in the queen side, so which is dominating. Queen b1 is the only way to defend the rook. Rook takes c3. Here itself, Gukesh lost the first pawn in the game. Rook takes c3. Queen takes c3. You can see the pawn structure. The b4 pawn, e5 pawn, g4 pawn, all are weak pawns. So it's very easy to handle this position. Ding is also doing perfectly. F cross e6, F cross e6, knight e2 played by Gukesh, Q cross e5. So second pawn lost in the game, and at this point, not only to pawn up, Ding managed the time control perfectly, despite being behind on the clock when starting of the push game. Now the time is almost equalized. NF4, QF4. Here, Bishop C5 is somehow looks good because it stops the castle, black castle, and also Rook F8, and the file is fully controlled for white. But Gugesh played this Queen C2 move after 6 minutes. Maybe Gugesh trying to play Bishop C5 after Queen cross B4, something like that. But Ding is expecting Queen trade because this position is better for Ding, is almost two pawn up. If the queen get trade, then it is easy for convert to win. Queen d2, short castle by Ding. Ding takes 30 moves to do a castle, but now the position is fully controlled by black. Bishop d4, a very nice move played by Ding is knight d3 immediately after 28 seconds. Ding is almost calculated everything after this. QE3, rook f1. Simply trading is enough for Ding to win the game. Move on to the end game with some two pawn advantages. Enough. B cross f1, e5, b e5, queen e5. Sorry, queen q cross g4. Check. Bishop g2, bishop f5. So I already said Ding is calculated everything after this. Simply moving to Endgame, bishop g3. Gukesh is trying a trick to create a back rank checkmate. Bishop e4, king h2, h6 played by Ding to create some squares for the king. Bishop h3, queen d1 with an idea of checkmate on queen h1. Bishop d6, creating a stepping square on g3. qc2 check. So king g3. After queen cross e2, queen cross a2. So Ding is completely winning because third pawn up. So it's in that video itself you can see Ding is completely relaxed and he went on to the restroom and he took some snacks too. B6. Chris finally tried a trick. If Ding played king h7, it's a mistake. You can pause the video and find the move. If king h7 is a mistake because of q cross e4, check. d4, b cross a2 is a draw. But Ding is perfectly played king h8, final move. Here Gugesh finally resigned because already 3 pawn down and almost the a pawn is on the way for promotion. So we are expecting Gugesh will bounce back some victories in the following games to get the crown. Thank you.